Hey guys, welcome to Sit Topical. Nate here. Today I'm doing my top 10 favorite movies of 2022 because the Oscars are finally here. Can't wait to see how that goes. So I'm going to give you my top 10 for now last year. Slight disclaimer, there's a movie on my list, not on my list you thought should have been. Probably didn't see it. Didn't see every movie that came out, so I stuck with movies that I had actually seen. Number 10 for me is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. It came out on Netflix. Excellent movie. I love stop motion. It's an incredibly difficult art form to do. They also put out this awesome little documentary on the side of how it got made and all that stuff, which just made me like it even more. But I love the story. Love that Guillermo del Toro was able to weave like his monster thing into it that he loves so much, his anti-fascism that he loves, and so even though this one's like pretty on the nose, but to me the best version of this story that we've ever gotten, and I really appreciated it as an art form in general. Number 9, we got The Menu. That the movie that I went and saw was way different than what the trailer looked like, so I love that it caught me off guard. There was a lot of things in it that like were pretty predictable, but some things that weren't. But what I didn't know that I was going to be getting was black comedy, and I love dark comedies or black comedies, whatever you want to call them. And this movie actually had a lot of moments in it that were a lot funnier than I expected it to be. And I also spent a fair amount of time working in the restaurant industry. Nothing like this, but there's still like a relatability to it. And I appreciated that as well. Number 8 was After Sun. I love movies that make me think. I love movies that after I watch them, I have to like kind of sit and think about them for a while and really piece together what happened. This movie absolutely did that the entire time I'm watching it. Like some scenes are just like so slow, and it almost feels like not like what am I watching, but it's like why am I just watching this? But then by the end of the movie, you sit and think about it and you realize that really every scene in that movie is actually incredibly important and impactful in telling, like you have to piece this story together yourself, essentially. The movie doesn't just hand it to you. And I really appreciate movies that treat their audience like they are actually smart, intelligent people who are capable of figuring out things in the end. Number 7 for me was Hustle. I think this is like maybe one of the most underrated movies of 2022. It's incredible. I love sports movies. I do not watch the NBA in real life. I really don't care about basketball that much at all, but I just really freaking love a sports movie. This is an incredible performance by Adam Sandler. I think he was wildly overlooked when it comes to awards and things like that. He should have gotten a lot more consideration. Tear-jerking story, great underdog story, which is what you want in a sports movie. Incredibly well done. Definitely should check that one out on Netflix if you haven't. Number 6, we got The Stranger. A lot of people weren't as high on this movie as I was. I loved it. I love how dark it was. I love that it doesn't necessarily have a twist in it. You can like kind of see what's going on, but I love movies where you have these kind of slow burn type things. The characters are really mysterious. You're trying to figure out what everybody's intentions are. There's like a lot of like work kind of being done in the dark, and it all leading up to basically just being this like a trap, basically. Incredibly interesting movie. Loved the ending. It really stuck the third act for me, which is what put it this high on my list. Number 5, another movie that I really wish had gotten a little more love in the awards this year. It's Jordan Peele's Nope. Personally, like, I definitely think Get Out is Jordan Peele's best movie, but in terms of like broad audience and stuff, like this movie is way up there. It's so good. The Spielberg vibes from this movie, like Jordan Peele showing some of his influences and where they came from. Definitely love that. It's got Western vibes. It's got adventure vibes. It's got like the alien vibe to it as well. I heard people talk about it before I saw it, and they made it sound like it was a lot more weird and like tough to decipher than it really actually seemed to me to be. Like, it clicked pretty well. So it's like really tense. I love that, like, I love that you don't have to like wait till the very end to kind of see what the main bad guy is. Like, I think it shows it at the perfect time. The characters in it are really good. The movie gets you to feel exactly how you're supposed to feel about them throughout it. But there are still also elements of it that have you thinking about it after the movie is over. Number 4 for me is one of the earlier movies of the year. And I feel like almost nobody is talking about it anymore. But again, this is my personal list. But number 4 for me is The Batman. A lot of people were not stoked about the Robert Pattinson casting when it came out. I was all about it. I could see it. It made sense to me. And even after seeing the movie, it made even more sense to me. Honestly, out of every movie that came out in 2023, since this hit HBO Max, this is probably the 2023 movie that I've watched the most. I think I've watched it like 3 times now. Granted, like, a lot of that's like background noise while I'm cleaning the house or something like that. But I really love this movie. I love the focus on like the detective elements. I love this version of Gotham. Like, they're all going to be dark and gritty, but I love how much this one went into like the criminal underworld of Gotham and all of that. And I love the world that is setting up. And I really hope that this is like a specific Batman franchise that gets continued, because although I did not love like the look and makeup for this Joker, I think that they could take this in some really interesting places.
Here at Sonotopical, we're unfortunately poor, and this money you see on screen, that's CGI. That's not real money, because again, we're poor. So if you want to click in the ad eye in the corner, that video is monetized and we can make money off it, so please go watch it.
And if you click an ad, we make more money. And if you really want to help, there's the thanks button right there below this video. Number 3 for me, Top Gun Maverick, the most fun movie this year. Like, people who like movies, people who are fans of cinema, especially people who are fans of going to a theater, we needed this movie so bad. Top Gun Maverick almost single-handedly saved movie theaters after like how awful 2020 and 2021 were. It is so much fun. It is incredibly well put together. Like, the movie has a couple flaws, but they are like not bad ones at all. This movie is excellent. It is rewatchable. It is fun. It is exactly everything that a sequel to Top Gun should be. To me, it is the model for, because Hollywood is just doing this thing now where they just feel the need to make sequels to movies that came out 20, 30, 40 years ago. This is the model on how to do that. There will absolutely be more movies in this franchise now. Part of me kind of wishes there wasn't. I think this would have been a great cap to it. But Top Gun Maverick, such a fun movie. I don't know. I guess I think I might have been wrong now that I'm thinking about it. I may have watched Top Gun Maverick more than I watched The Batman, because I saw Top Gun Maverick 3 times in theaters. But number 2 for me is The Banshees of Inisherin. Most people I know who saw this movie before I saw this movie told me that I was going to love this movie. They were absolutely right. I thought this movie was incredible. It is so weird. It is such a strange movie. I had no clue that it was going to be as odd as it was when I watched it. And I loved every second of it. It's a pretty long movie. It didn't even feel that long to me. I could have done with another 20 minutes of these two guys just bickering with each other about whatever. And when this movie really starts rolling towards the end, it like really starts rolling. And I love like the kind of mythology that is so subtly like weaved into it throughout the film with the old woman, and how like that kind of ends. Excellent movie. And now that I'm talking about it, I really want to go. I want to watch the whole thing again. I want to start like halfway and watch the rest of it. But finally, my number 1, what I think is absolutely the best movie of the year. I'm absolutely hoping for it to win Best Picture, which I think it actually stands a pretty solid chance, but it's Everything Everywhere All at Once. This movie is one of the most like Nate movies that has been made in a really long time. It's got science fiction. It's got just absolutely weird shit. Incredible script. Like, It's funny, it's witty, it's smart, it's fast paced. It doesn't like over explain how this world works to you, but on top of that, it has a ton of heart and an absolutely excellent message to it. And I love how much about self awareness and self growth this movie has in it, taking responsibility for your own shit. It's got like parent stuff in it, which I love. It's got relationship stuff in it that I love. It literally has like the complete package of like therapy based things in it while still being one of the coolest movies that has been made in a very long time. And it's completely original. And I love the fact that there was a movie that was so original that had so much success and had so many people talking about it. Please give me more of that. And also, please let me know what your favorite movies of 2022 were down in the comment section below. Scroll back up, hit the like button, and subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.